next thing on the agenda is the engagement of an attorney. It's Mr. Neil Saffron turning his resignation. We discussed this issue in a call meeting on the 19th. We're to revisit it tonight. Since that time, we've got additional applications. Researching procedure and hiring and following some of the other hirings that's going on, procedure and controversy. I don't think we are ready tonight to actually hire an attorney, but I think we are ready to go to the next step. And what I see as a procedure, the council, of course, will have other input. I think that we should take the applications that we have, and we deem them, they do meet the statutory requirements. I think that we should interview. I definitely think we ought to do interviews of the applicants. You know, I have some questions that can only be clarified in the interview. And I think after the interviews that we would have to come out and declare that one or both of those people are finalists after the interview. And then let it stay for necessary 14 days, and after that, we can hire. Now, I want to hear everybody else's input on what they think the procedure is.
May I have that procedure does not apply to somebody like city attorney. That's for heads of executive agencies. In this local area, that would only be for like a city manager, county administrator, or school board superintendent. It would not apply to a city attorney. So we're not obligated to have a 14-day waiting period or name finalists or anything like that. If you want to do that. So
you don't think we need to even interview the people?
No, I didn't say that. I said we don't need to wait 14 days and name a finalist and go through all that. If you want to do interviews, that's fine, but we need to send the attorney now as soon as we can, and I don't think we ought to continue to delay this process. So,
well, what's the earliest you think we could interview?
I would have to call and see when those gentlemen will be available, but in order to expedite it, we probably we'll have to have a call meeting.
See what the earliest we could interview it, and the earliest we can have a call meeting after the interview.
It depends on their answer. Okay. I don't know when they're available. Okay. They say they may not be available for a week and a half, so I don't know. But we do not have to go through the finalist and 14-day thing and all that. That's only for heads of executive agencies, not for a city attorney position. And you don't have to do that at all if you have the deliberation in an open meeting. That's only if you've had a closed session to discuss the hiring of an executive agency that you would have to do a 14-day announcement of who the finalists were. And you name up to 3 finalists. If you only have one, you only name one, but that does not apply for a city attorney position. And that's covered in the Open Records Act, Open Meetings Act.
This would have to be in a call meeting, executive session.
If we have 4 council members together, it is an official meeting and we will announce it. You can still have it closed, but it needs to be announced and go through the procedures. But there's no need to have it closed. You can have an interview right in here with the public.
Could it be done at a work session?
Anytime, as long as it's an open meeting. If it's closed, we'll need to advertise that.
Well, we have a work session Tuesday night.
Y'all on Tuesday night? Well, it depends on the
answer.
I'm not clairvoyant. I'm going to call them and set up an appointment and see what their availability is. Ideally, we'd like to do it on the same time so we wouldn't have to have multiple meetings. But I'll have to call those folks and see what their availability is. Could be a weekend, maybe a weekend based on their schedule, but we are unrepresented right now. We need an attorney of record. I've got documents that are required by law to be reviewed by the city attorney. We don't have one. Howard submitted his resignation in October. He stayed on for quite some time on an interim basis, and tonight he has resigned officially today, so we do not have a city attorney. And that put the city in jeopardy in a variety of ways. And so we need to expedite this process. It's been a a lengthy one so far.
Okay, well, we'll see. We've asked them if they can interview Tuesday night at the work session. If there are any other comments or suggestions from the council? The next on the agenda is...
Mayor, you didn't ask if there were any comments. Can I make a comment, please? My name is Judge Van.
Okay.
You said at the meeting last week that you were going to address that tonight.
We did. We just addressed it.
That's it.
Yes. We addressed it by saying we're going to interview the people we have.
You'll let us know when that's going to be and what time. After you find out.
Yeah, as soon as he found out, I guess maybe we'll notify the newspaper. We'll be past the paper time. Other than calling the city manager, I don't know of any other way that you can find out. You can check with the city manager. We'll notify the paper. Maybe we could put on the public service announcement that this interviews will take place Tuesday night if it's finalized. But we'll make every effort to notify the public according to legal requirements.
Well, last week you said you were going to do it tonight, so we'll count on that.
We said we will address it. We did address it. Thank you.
My name is Tom Stewart. Is the application time and it ended now? Can people still apply, or and is
Well, I closed it Friday because so I could send out we got one additional applicant, and so I sent out the original applicant and this additional one out in their meeting packet so they could review them in the expectation that they would hire someone tonight. That's what we had said at the last meeting.
So was there a prior date that it was ended and then it was extended?
We started advertising the first week in November and pulled the ads prior to a call meeting where we considered we only had one application. At that meeting, the vote was deferred to tonight. I reopened the thing, we re-advertised, and we received one application. And then I closed them again on this Friday when I sent out the meeting packets for tonight. So I can reopen it based on when we want to do the interviews and when we want to vote on it. I don't know what that date. We've advertised it extensively. We run it for 10 weeks in our local paper. It's been on the GMA website for over 2 months. It's been the Department of Labor's had it for several months. We've also notified all the contiguous county bar associations of the opening. We have not received much of a response.
To further address your question, to be completely fair and honest, and perhaps it was a flaw in our announcement, there was no closing date. So technically, it has not been closed. And the next time, I guess that's one thing we have to be very careful that we put a closing date. There was no closing date, so technically, I guess it's still be open till we hire somebody.
This could go on forever.
Yeah, we need to put it.
No.
It's not going on.
It sounds like it's going on
No, it's
forever.
not going on forever, but the next time we will make sure that we have a closing date in the announcement.